This week, while I was finalizing reviewing Polarna GTS e-bike, I was also riding and testing Fido, Traxxas and G-Force e-bikes. Following week, I'll have for you a lot of e-bikes coming, so subscribe so you don't miss any of these reviews. Today we'll be talking about the G-Force T42 folding model, price tag $1,300, and looking at the specs online and if my tests match what is advertised on their website compared to the price level, then this may be a better bike to buy. The bike came packed with the sprayed foam, and that you will see on most of the bikes nowadays. It is a cheap and good solution to protect the bike during shipping. Let's go over the specs and talk about the pros and cons of this model and see who this model fits best. We have a 500 watt brushless geared hub motor, 48 volt system with 10.4 amp battery capacity, 7 gear shift system, frame is aluminum alloy, rust-proof, light, super durable, front adjustable suspension, good dual hydraulic brakes, load capacity 300 pounds. We have 20 by 4 inches Kenda puncture-resistant tires. If you look here at the diagram, it shows that you have hard-wearing inner inside the tube, steel belts to provide strength and stability. Pretty simple, good-looking frame, compact and foldable, which is a very big advantage for near-city small apartments. On the first ride, I was surprised how powerful and how comfortable this bike is. It's geared 500 watt motor, but it feels like all other 750 hubs that I tested previously. Has a powerful torque and a quick start. That might be a bit scary for the regular rider. It is so much fun and it's so much easier to start from a dead stop. I always use the throttle just to get the bike going for like 2 or 3 seconds, and after I start pedaling. So much easier to start. Alright guys, so I had this bike for close to a week, and let me go over the things that I really like about this bike. So we have here the throttle, maximum and third level gear, second and first, and you have 0, you can pedal normally like a regular bike. We have here lights in the front, and here we have settings, odometer, maximum speed, average, and here I think it's amps hour consumption. So right now I have 13.2 miles covered and half of the battery, which is pretty good. So I estimate about 22 to 20 miles in range, maybe actually 25 depending how much I assist. But I had very light pedaling and mostly throttle, and very comfortable grips, hydraulic brakes. Let me show them quickly here. 180 mil rotors, not fancy, high quality brakes. They're like mid level, work pretty good. Here you can mount a rear rack, which is really good. It doesn't come with that, and it came with this plastic fenders. I didn't like them, so I didn't put them, I didn't install them. I think it looks so much cooler. Look at this bike like that. It looks so much better. It's like off-road machine. Really like the frame design, and this handle here, I was like, what the hell is this, and why they put that there? But when you go inside your house and you have steps, so you need to lift it up. Look at this. Very comfortable, very handy. I can lift it from the middle. Very useful handle. It's almost like it's balanced. You don't have to like struggle carrying. So very useful handle. There's no rear light. There's only front light. Let me see if I can turn it on. Now it's on. It's pretty bright. Pretty decent display, nothing fancy. Shows the battery, the speed, the trip, and the miles. Here we have a basic Shimano shifter that works pretty well, and we have 500 watt motor with geared motor, so it almost performs as powerful as 750 watts. So has almost the same size. It's probably lighter, but performs so well. We'll test the speed. Here I'll show you for each level what's the maximum speed and how the bike performs, so we'll talk about this in a moment. I actually don't know what is this for. I'll take the battery out and we'll see if you can fit it here, so maybe you can put 2 batteries and connect them in parallel and extend the range. That'll be really cool. Maybe that's why they put this here. We have 500 watts one more time. We have 10.4 amp battery. The performance, it's very similar, guys, and this bike, it's only 1,300 bucks. So for this price, I think I haven't seen any better deal. Performance wise, compared to other bikes, there's nothing less. It's almost the same. We'll see range when I kill this battery, see how much miles I cover. The battery is fully charged when I got the bike. So far 13.2 miles. Guys, this motor, it's only 500 watts, but it has so much kick, so much power, really strong torque from the start. You'll see in a second. We'll test the speeds. The range test is completed and I got 23.4 miles. I would say 50% was throttle and 50% was pedal assist, and even on third or second level the assist is so powerful that when you pedal you don't feel much resistance. So I think upgrading to a bigger crankset, bigger sprocket on the crankset, I think will make sense. You'll get to actually assist and increase the range, but 23.4 miles, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty standard, and for 10.4 amp battery, that's not bad at all. As I said earlier, let's say Yami or Polarna GTS, 14.5 amp capacity, and you get about 25 to 30 miles in range, which is pretty much almost the same. So we're very close, let's say. Let's put it that way. All right, so the pros. You can adjust the height of the handlebars and also the seat post. It will accommodate from short to very tall riders. The pedals are foldable. The suspension is adjustable. You can adjust the rebound. The biggest advantage for New York is foldability. And takes so little space, which is very convenient for small New York apartments. Okay, let's go over the cons. And the first thing, which is very important to me, is the lack of the rear brake light. You can add an Amazon light like this. They'll be always on or flashing, but it'll be cool to have somewhere here or here in the back a brake light. Very important for New York City traffic. The front suspension. It is very smooth, very comfortable, but if you go over the stairs and you have a strong rebound back, it's a bit noisy. I don't know if you can hear in the video. The fenders that came with it, I didn't really like them, and I have this aluminum fenders from other model, and I think having something like that will just look so much better. You have here, you can twist this and put a knot there with the bolt, and I think this will really look so much better on this bike, and even longer fender probably will offer more protection from the rain. And the last, cables. A lot of cables hang around. It will be really nice if these cables will be inside the frame, like the Harley Davidson silver one that I posted recently. So those are pretty much the pros and the cons. The battery does not fit here in the back in this compartment. I'm not sure why they designed or made this bracket here. Hopefully there's a battery that fits there and we can extend the range. That'll be really cool to have. I have not seen so far e-bikes in $1,300 price range with 25 to 29 miles an hour top speed and a solid 23 miles in range with only 10.4 amp battery pack. It is a good looking bike. I honestly don't think there are better models, or at least I have not came across one. The specs I got on this bike are so good for this price. I don't think you can go wrong here spending $1,300. I think it's a great value I got it delivered in about 1 week, which is not bad at all. If you guys are interested, check it out, I'll place the link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.